Hello everybody and welcome back to Will, A Wonderful World for episode 15. Chicka chicka, holy shit, this series is really starting to come along. 15 episodes? 15 whole fucking episodes. I wish I could make the episodes longer. I mean, I want to, but I don't want to. I want to keep them relatively short, but still got some length to them because I do want to get through this game in as little episodes as possible, but I don't want to rush through the game at the same time. So we'll just keep rolling along like this at this pace. Okay, so in the last episode, we got to do Jimmy's last letter, not his last letter, but the last letter we got for Jimmy rather. He got to kick a little kid's ass in a gaming competition, and then he was for the most part professional about it. He wasn't trying to be an asshole to the kid, and the kid wanted to be an asshole to Jimmy for whatever fucking reason. Anyways. Now, we've got a letter for Wen Xiaoren, and we've got two letters here, one for Alicia and one for Chang. Now, I am very curious still what the fuck is going on Alicia's side. I still no idea what's going on. She's working with a gang, and she's some expert agent for some fucking reason. I don't know what happened there. That was completely way out of left field. But I also want to hopefully find out more in this episode about what the fuck's going on in the background. What does Willy the God dog know that I don't know? What did he do to me? Did he create me? Or did he fuck with my memories? Because he seemed, before, to have deleted some of my memories for some fucking reason. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out, hopefully, like I said, in this episode. But, without further ado, I'm just going to continue right back on with Wen Xiaoren. The final goodbye. I sat in the exam room of the hospital. My fingers kept tapping my knees. Maybe it was because of my past experiences, but anytime I had to deal with the hospital, I would always worry about the worst outcome. After a long while, the doctor finally came in. He closed the door and sat down in front of me. Okay, I'm assuming this is at Li Wen in the hospital that he's visiting, I would assume, unless this is some weird sort of flashback. My hands clenched into fists. He opened the test results and read through them. Then he looked up from the document and stared at me. What is your relationship with her? The diagnosis is stomach cancer. I was stunned. It really was the worst outcome. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't really remember what the doctor had said afterwards. I took the test results and went back to the patient's room. I looked at her, still sound asleep. I wondered if she would just keep sleeping like this. Maybe she would never wake up again. Wow, I mean, I don't know how bad stomach cancer is, but I don't know if she would just be out like a light forever. But again, like I said, I don't know how stomach cancer goes, so. Yang Ying had told me her story. Yang Ying? Yin Yang? Yang Ying Yin Yang. Alright. She had been all alone, with no family for a long time, just like me. And now, with this diagnosis, she would have to deal with this all by herself. I could see her bright eyes looking into mine in the flickering candle lights. I crumpled the test results in my hands. Wen Xiaoren. That was a very, very quick little letter. Not too sure we're going to be able to change around. Maybe that she doesn't have stomach cancer somehow? I have no idea. Let's see. What if he says... what if he says... What is your relationship with her? The diagnosis is stomach cancer, and then your. I don't know. Okay, same ending. Alright, what about switching these two around? Different ending. Let's see. I sat at the doorsteps of the hospital, stunned. I thought the doctor was going to tell me about her condition, but he had given me the test results from my previous hospitals. Oh, so he has stomach cancer now. Okay. About a month ago, I had gotten into a fight with someone. I had been a little rusty and too hot-headed, and I accidentally had one of my ribs broken. I had to ask for sick leave from the school because I had to stay in the hospital for a while. The doctor was very attentive. After I recovered, he suggested that I get a full physical. I realized that I hadn't gotten a physical for a long time, so I thought I might as well get one. Little did I know that I would be getting such a surprise. It had gone dark outside now. I picked up the test results, got up, and went back to the patient's room. The nurse must have just taken her temperature as I saw Li Wen's hands hanging outside of the sheets and her collar was messed up. I carefully tucked her hands back under the sheets, trying not to wake her up. She seemed to be dreaming. She suddenly turned her face to the side and mumbled something. Her face was only inches away from mine. I couldn't move for a second, and I remembered what had happened the day I fainted in my apartment. Even though my heart had stopped, and I hadn't been breathing, I had been conscious. I felt someone pressing my chest. I felt someone yelling my name. I felt someone... I knew it was her, but I couldn't move at all. No, actually I could, but I was thinking perhaps I could just let go, and all of this would be over. However, when I heard her crying, my heart suddenly bounced. I opened my eyes with all the strength I had, and I saw her sobbing uncontrollably. Why would she care so much about someone whom she barely knew? Why? And I suddenly realized the reason why I'd cared about her so much. We were just like each other. We must have similar pasts. My strength started coming back into my body. I grabbed her hand as soon as I could, just so that I could tell her I was okay. I didn't want to see her sad. A buzz from my cell phone pulled me back from my thoughts. I had a text message. I walked out of the room, leaned on the wall in the hallway, and opened my inbox. It was from Yang Ying. She had received my text about my condition, and she wanted to see me at the coffee house later. I pressed the delete button. It had been a habit of mine for a very long time. I always deleted my texts as soon as I read them. I would always get annoyed if I had too many texts in my inbox. I know someone like that. My sister actually does that quite a bit. I don't entirely know why. I know in the long run it can take up a lot of space on your phone, like the messages just being on there, especially multimedia messages, but I just don't have any issue with it. So I don't know. I don't delete them personally unless I need to for whatever reason. There were 4 other texts left in the inbox. It's raining. Remember to bring an umbrella with you if you're heading out, Mr. Wen. Deleted. There's a book signing at the West Entrance right now. I just bought an art collection book. I think it's going to be sold out soon, Mr. Wen. Would you like me to buy you a copy? Deleted. The art show today is really cool. Thank you so much for the ticket, Mr. Wen. I'm in the gift shop near the North Entrance right now. They've got a lot of cute things here. Are you coming today too, Mr. Wen? Deleted. Mr. Wen, I'm about to head back. Thank you again. Deleted. Well, damn, damn, that's a rank S ending. I don't know how that's a rank S ending. I mean, sure, things went well for Lee, but they didn't go well for him. I mean, he's got stomach cancer now, but then again, he's very self-deprecative, and I mean, he doesn't really want to be alive, so I guess in a way this is good for him. It's what he wanted. He didn't want her to be sad. He didn't want things to be bad for her. So he'd rather put himself on the line. That's really thoughtful of him. Okay, we didn't get any new letters. But we're going to come back over here to Alicia and Chang. Sorry, just a little bit taken aback by Wen's letter. Alright, let's start here with Alicia. A black box. Black box? Like on a plane? 2 p.m. The 32nd floor of the Shenglong Corp building. The women's restroom. I pressed the button on my phone, timed to the movement of the hands on my watch. Almost immediately, I heard a muffled boom from the bottom of the building. The entire building shook slightly for a few seconds and made a subtle grinding sound. I heard the latest instructions coming from the building's security team leader on the radio, broadcast through their dedicated security channel. He wanted 2 guards on the top floor, and the rest on the ground floor. I turned off the radio, and walked out of the bathroom in a janitor's uniform. I blended into a crowd of panicking and confused salarymen. Then I ducked into the security stairwell and went up to the 33rd floor, the highest floor of the building, which was reserved exclusively for the chief executives of the corporation. I reached for the knife hidden at my waist. I planned to ambush the 2 guards before they noticed me. However, there was no one in the hallway. I opened the door to the president's office. There was no one there either. I began to scour through the office. When I opened the closet, a body rolled out from inside. The closet? You're talking as if I know how many closets, which closet you're referring. I don't. I'm nitpicking. Sorry. The door was kicked open. But wait, if she opened the closet, a body rolled out from inside. But then how did the what? I took 2 steps back and then sprinted forward and burst it. What the fuck? I am so confused right now. I am so confused. She just jumped out a fucking window because she thought a body kicked a door on the closet open. I'm fucking confused. I held onto the rope with my right hand and descended all the way to the ground from the outside of the building. A couple people had seen me while I was dropping down and let out some admiring and terrified gasps. Admiring? But their attention was soon pulled away by the explosion from the top floor. The body in the closet had been my target tonight, the president of Shinglong Corp. Ling Zilong? I really have no idea how to pronounce that. Someone had gotten to him before I could. What I couldn't understand, though, was why a bomb was tied to his body. It was the kind of bomb that would detonate upon disturbance or when the timer ran out. It was well, those are 2 very different things. That's sort of like a IED versus a fucking just a regular bomb. What the fuck? Okay. It was much more powerful than the one I had made. I could only think of one reason. The other assassin had known that someone else was after the same target, so it had been a prank. In fact, my mission tonight was more than just killing Lang? I'm gonna say Lang. There was something else. I was supposed to retrieve a black metal box that he had. I had no idea what was inside the box, but it must be something extremely important. However, I was afraid that the box had fallen into the hands of the other assassin too. Who could this person be? Had he known that Ray had also been looking for the same box? Is it fucking Carlos? Because with the way this fucking story is going, that's my first assumption. Was the prank specifically designed for me, or just a random one? Pain from my left arm interrupted my thought. Only then did I realize that my left arm had been blown into pieces. How the fuck did that... What? How? How? How did that even happen? Did somebody, like, shoot her? And my left palm had completely disappeared? What the Excuse me, how the fuck did you rappel down the fucking building then? Alicia. What? I'm so confused. This letter confused me so bad. First off, she's tripping because she thinks some dead body kicked a fucking door open, and so she freaked out and jumped out of the window. And then she descended down the building. I understand, held onto it with her right hand, descended all the way to the ground, whatever. But she ain't gonna slide all the fucking way down on one hand and then realize that her arm is gone. How did her arm? I'm so confused with this letter right now. Whatever. I'm just not even gonna worry about it. Lieutenant Kang was not here, and neither was Officer Min Jun nor Officer Ji Yan. I was alone in the office, working on the suspect's statements, feeling a little lonely. The lieutenant had told me to make him pay. Officer Ji Yan had said to me that Lieutenant Kang used to tamper with the amount of goods and money when dealing with smuggling cases so that the criminals would get a heavier sentence. But this guy was already an accomplice to a murder, so how could I make the case worse? I didn't know what to do. I was scratching my head when the phone on the lieutenant's desk rang. It was an anonymous tip to a murder. However, Unit 4 usually handled cases related to gang violence or drugs. Why would we get a tip about a murder? I wasn't sure how to deal with this situation, although I didn't have much at hand to deal with right now anyways. My heart of justice was beating with oh my gosh. I grabbed my gun and walked out. I was about to take the stairs when I heard someone yelling loudly behind me. I turned around. It was Lieutenant Kim Jong-ho of Unit 3. Lieutenant Kim asked if I was heading to the murder scene reported by the anonymous tip earlier. I apologize about that mouth noise that you all had to hear just then. He said I should not go alone, and that he was coming along with me so that we could look after each other. It seemed like a good idea. We got into his patrol car and started the siren. 20 minutes later, we arrived at the apartment building where the scene was. It was a 2-floor rental building. I could vaguely see fire through the windows of one apartment in the middle of the 2nd floor. Something wasn't right. Well, yeah, you got called to a murder scene and the fucking building's on fire, so something's not right. Anybody home? What? The building's on fire and someone is dead, so you don't just knock and be like, anybody home? I knocked on the door. There was no no fucking duh, there was no response. I knocked even harder and yelled some more, but still nothing. Lieutenant Kim stopped me and said we should just wait for the apartment manager to open the door for us. It's on fire and there's a dead person inside. Okay, both of these fucking letters are confusing the shit out of me right now. The whole apartment had been engulfed in fire. Exactly, so why would you wait for the fucking manager to open it? The fucking stupidity here, guys. The fucking stupidity. When the manager turned the key and touched the doorknob, he suddenly jumped back like he had been shocked. Well, no fucking duh, because there's a fire inside the building. I'm sorry, guys. I know I'm being really sarcastic, for lack of a better word here, but it's just, oh my god, this is the level of fucking stupidity. I stepped ahead and grabbed the knob. It felt like a soldering iron, burning my palm. No fucking duh. I bit my own lips to stop myself from screaming. As soon as I forced the door open, flames leapt out of the apartment along with a wave of heat. I could almost smell my hair getting burnt. Lieutenant Kim and I had to take a few steps back. If the tips had been true, there might still be people inside. I took a step towards the door, but Lieutenant Kim grabbed me. Are you crazy? Look at the fire. You'll be burnt to ashes. We've been here for over 20 minutes. Whoever might still be in there would already be dead. Exactly. That's why you don't fucking wait. If the place is on fire and there's somebody that's probably dead inside, bust the fuck in. Nobody's gonna give a shit. Oh my god, he made a good point. Yeah. Fucking Chang. Fucking Chang. I don't know. We waited until the firefighters put out the fire before we finally went into the apartment. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop now. Sarcasm over with, or whatever the fuck you want to call that. It's done. Just don't worry about it. It's over. Everything inside had been scorched. All the furniture had been incinerated. We found 2 bodies that were completely unrecognizable due to the fire. One in the bathroom, the other in the living room. We had to send them back for autopsies. We didn't learn the identities of the bodies until the next day. I could not have imagined that they were Officer Min Jun and Lieutenant Kang. What? What? I should have charged inside. They might still be... Not even gonna comment. Chang Yongmin. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. The door was kicked open. Okay. Things didn't change for Alicia, things are changing for Chang. I would understand because he kicked the fucking door open. No one was in the bedroom. A lot of empty beer bottles were scattered on the floor, most of which were empty. Some of them were not empty though, and the beer had spilled all over the place. There was still a lot of burning candles on the floor too. Lieutenant Kang is passed out over here. I heard Lieutenant Kim's voice coming from the bathroom. I ran to the bathroom. The script in this game, man. It's fucking... The dialogue, whatever you want to call it. Lieutenant Kang looked extremely pale. His lips were purple and he was unconscious. I had no time to wonder how on earth Lieutenant Kang had ended up here. We drove him to the hospital immediately. Well, if all those beer cans are any indication, he was probably, had alcohol poisoning or something. He was drinking with Officer Min Jun on a day off, or maybe a stakeout. The doctor told us that Lieutenant Kang had suffered from alcohol poisoning. I'm fucking smart. I'm smart. Thank goodness that we had gotten him here just in time. If we had been a little bit later, the consequences would have been severe. That actually reminds me of myself. This might be TMI, I don't know. About a year ago? No, wait, hang on. 2016, around Christmas time, I drank 3/4 a bottle of Everclear to myself, and I was like across town, and by the time I'd gotten back to my house, don't remember shit. I had like a 0.32 alcohol level or something like that, and for my body size, my BMI or whatever you want to call it, that was over the lethal limit. They said I should have been dead, and if the cops had found me just an hour later, I would have been dead. I had I would have been alive when they found me, but by the time I'd gotten to the hospital, they wouldn't have been able to do anything. I had made it back to my house, face planted into the fucking grass, and that was it. That was it. Wow. That's kind of funny. Lieutenant Kang survived. However, we had left so hastily that we hadn't noticed the unusual thing hidden in the living room at the time. The unusual thing hidden in the living room at the time. What? The next day, I went to visit the lieutenant, who was still in a coma, but a bunch of men from Unit 3 kicked me out once again. They told me that Officer Minjun's body had also been found in Lieutenant Kang's home. They had reasons to believe that Minjun was murdered, and that the lieutenant might be heavily involved. Okay, I just thought about something. Don't take me saying, oh, that's funny, based, like, saying that the alcohol poisoning, or that my alcohol poisoning was funny. It wasn't funny. It was pretty scary. I was just saying it was funny because they were talking about it in this letter. Whatever. I'm just gonna shut up. From now on, they were putting him under 24-hour surveillance. Oh, okay. I read that wrong. I thought they were putting Minjun under surveillance. And I was like, well, he's dead, so. Well, okay. Shit. Okay. The door was kicked open. Took 2 steps back, then sprinted forward and burst through the window. When I opened the closet, a body rolled out from inside. I wonder what that's going to mean. Let's see what happens here. Oh, is that what was hidden in the living room then, I guess? I smashed the window of the bathroom. To my surprise, I found Lieutenant Kang passed out on the bathroom floor. Even more surprisingly, when I carried the lieutenant into the living room, his foot accidentally bumped the doors of the closet, which was knocked open. Then a body rolled out from inside. The logic! I recognized the body. It was Officer Minjun. It had only been a few days since we last saw each other. Never would I have ever imagined that I would be seeing him again like this. I couldn't think anymore, so I had to leave Officer Minjun to Lieutenant Kim at the scene. I drove Lieutenant Kang to the hospital immediately in the patrol car as fast as I could. Fortunately, Lieutenant Kang was mostly okay. The doctor said he had only had some serious alcohol poisoning. However, this was only the beginning. The next day I went to visit the lieutenant, who was still in a coma, but a bunch of men from Unit 3 kicked me out once again. I almost said lieutenant. I don't know why that just almost keeps coming out. They had reasons to believe that the lieutenant might be heavily involved with Minjun's murder. From now on, they were putting him under 24-hour surveillance. Damn it! I hadn't had time to check on Officer Minjun as I had to rush Lieutenant Kang to the hospital. But if he was dead, what is checking on him gonna do? And plus, you left him with Kim. Kim was gonna fucking check him out. I'm starting to get lost on this game's logic. I think it's just these letters, and I'm hoping it's just these letters. But something's not fucking connecting here. The autopsy had been concluded, and the entire investigation and process was under the complete supervision of Unit 3. It'd be too late to look for more clues at the scene now. The guards who had broken into the office caught me inside. Wait. Guards broke into the office? What? How did I... What? Okay. I jumped behind the couch, using it as cover. I had hidden 4 guns and hundreds of bullets in my... in your janitor's uniform. How? I was gonna claim my victory. I get, it's a video game, but what do you think? You're in a video game? You have fucking unlimited storage, inventory, whatever? Oh my god. I pulled out the first gun and aimed at the big man standing at the door with confidence. But then the closet in the corner of the office suddenly exploded, and you're dead as shit. The flames that erupted from it engulfed everyone in the room. Yeah. Okay, so she needs to still burst through the window. He's gonna kick open the door. When I open the closet, body rolled out from inside. What if I do it this way? Okay, good. Different endings for both of them. Don't know what exactly is going to get changed, but we shall see. One moment, gotta take a drink. Alright. I recognize the man lying on the floor. Officer Minjun's eyes were wide open. There was a dark brown stain near his chest on his dark-colored shirt. The blood had already dried. Before I could check any further, the officers from Unit 3 who had followed us here had pushed me aside and started examining the body themselves and taking notes. It was a little strange. I was the one who had received the tip in the first place, but the scene had now been overrun by Unit 3. Soon the CSI unit arrived too. I still couldn't quite accept Officer Minjun's death, as the guys from Unit 3 wouldn't let me near the body. I had no choice but to wander around the living room. When I walked past the dresser in the living room, I noticed a knocked over picture frame. I flipped it over. It was a photo of Lieutenant Kang with a woman in her 30s. So is this Kang's house then? Or his apartment? Interesting. Hey, you! Don't touch anything! Yes, you! The men from Unit 3 kicked me out of the apartment. I had to stand by the door and watch them carry Officer Minjun's body away in a body bag. Even more bizarrely, they had found Lieutenant Kang passed out in the bathroom due to apparent alcohol poisoning. I only found out later that the place had been Lieutenant Kang's apartment. Yep, that's what I guessed. I held onto the rope with my right hand and descended all the way to the ground from the outside of the building. So things went as planned? I was also carrying a black metal box in my left arm. Woo! Alright, things went well for her then. I had accidentally found the box when I dropped down to the floor to get away from the heavy smoke. It had been glued to the bottom of the couch. The heavy smoke? What smoke? I don't know. Okay. Although Ling Jailong was nowhere to be found, Ray had instructed me that the metal box was my top priority. The guards broke into the office just after I had escaped through the window. I could hear him directing their whole team to go after... Oh my god, I feel like the biggest idiot right now. When she said the door was kicked open, that was the guards coming in. Oh my god. Oh my god, I feel so stupid now. But it was already too late. I started my motorcycle and went into full throttle. Minutes later, I had arrived at the back alley behind Melody Hall. Ray opened the box in front of me. Inside of the box were 2 cubes the size of a palm, with different markings on them. Ray gave me a reward after he made sure the items were intact. After that day, I had a dragon tattoo put on my stomach. What? Ray said that I had earned that mark, as evidence that I had truly become his. What the fuck? What kind of fucked up gang shit's going on here? What the shit? Okay, I'm gonna see if I get new letters for this. No? Okay, I have to get a fucking S-rank ending on this? Okay. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna try and get an S-rank ending on this. So we've confirmed these two need to be on this side. And I don't know if these need to be on this side. Because if the door gets kicked open, that means that Unit 3 came in. If it doesn't, then what does that mean? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see here. Okay, both of them are going to change. Interesting. I held onto the rope with my right hand and descended all the way to the ground from the outside of the building. It had been going well for me tonight, at first. I had accidentally found the metal box that Ray had asked me to find when I dropped down to the floor to get away from the heavy smoke. It had been glued to the bottom of the couch, but when I was about to escape through the window, the guards who had broken into the office fired and hit me in the right hand. Okay, so they need to kick in the door right after. Okay. So after she after she jumps out the window, then they gotta kick in. I had to drop the box and leave Lang's office. Every mission relies on skill 70% of the time. The rest of it depends on your luck. If you have the fucking strength to rappel down a 33-floor skyscraper with one hand You can hold a fucking box with a hole in your hand. You don't even have to hold it in your hand. Just tuck it in between your fucking arm and your side. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really trying not to be sarcastic or whatever the fucking right word is with this game, but oh my god, where's the fucking logic? The rest of it depends on your luck. Ray had taught me that. I was out of luck for tonight. Later that evening, an informant notified me that the target Lang Zhalong had already been killed before I had even gotten there. That meant that there had been someone else who had the same plan and the same intentions as Ray. Perhaps they had been looking for the metal box, too. The next day, I snuck into the building again, but the black metal box was nowhere to be found. I recognized the man lying on the floor. Officer Minjun's eyes were wide open. There was a dark brown stain near his chest on his dark-colored shirt. The blood had already dried. Okay, so I guess there's absolutely no way to save Minjun. He's gonna die, no matter what. Judging from the amount of blood and the shape of it, it must be a gunshot wound. Why would he be here? Where on earth was this place? What had happened to him? I looked around the living room. A lot of empty beer bottles were scattered on the floor, most of which were empty. Some of them were not empty, though, and the beer had spilled all over the place. There were still a lot of burning candles on the floor, too. Lieutenant Kang is passed out over here. I heard Lieutenant Kim's voice coming from the bathroom. Lieutenant Kang? Why was he here, too? I got back up and walked to the bathroom. When I walked past the dresser in the living room, I noticed a knocked-over picture frame. I flipped it over. It was a photo of Lieutenant Kang with a woman in her 30s. Lieutenant Kang looked much younger in the photo. He even seemed a little shy. Both of them were in uniform, with their guns holstered. I couldn't look away from the woman in the photo for a long time. Then I finally remembered. She had been the previous lieutenant of Unit 2. I have no idea how to pronounce that first name, but I know the last name. Sook. I have no... I'm not even... Okay, I'm just going to say Sook. If it comes up from now on, I'm just going to say Sook. A legendary figure in the Busan police precinct. She was a beautiful woman, but more importantly, she was considered to be better than any of the male officers on the force. She was famous for being incredibly courageous and decisive. She was the idol of almost every young police officer. Even during my days at the academy, a lot of my classmates had her photos in their private collections. That was how I had recognized her. In their private, like, they had pornographic photos of her? Or, like, what the fuck does that mean? The photo had obviously been taken before she had been killed in the line of duty. Well, obviously. What? Lieutenant Kang looked like he had just joined the police, too. Perhaps he was a fan of hers, too. Again, the 2-2, like, nothing strange with that. Yeah, nothing strange with that. And fucking, no, I'm kidding. So, this might be Lieutenant Kang's home. Why would Minjun's body be here, then? Well, I'm assuming they're kind of friends. I mean, they kind of knew each other. They were in that warehouse together, so why wouldn't you just assume that they're friends? What? I suddenly remembered the anonymous tip, and I was starting to get more and more suspicious. Officer Minjun had been shot to death. He was still in his undercover outfit, which I had seen a few times. I went back to check on his body, and there was nothing else in his pockets, but I did notice a keychain attached to his waist. I heard Lieutenant Kim walking over from the bathroom. He must be wondering why I hadn't responded yet. I quickly took the keychain off and hid it. Please, Buddha. Please bless me. Bless me so that I could find the truth and avenge Officer It's just a keychain. What the fuck are you gonna do with a keychain? Oh my... I'm so done with this game's logic. I mean, I'm not done with the game, but I'm done with the game's logic. These letters are just fucking out there right now. I got a rank A ending for her. Well, that's correct because I need to move that down there. Alright. Boom. Rank S, rank S. Coolioly. And that is gonna... That kind of scared the fuck out of me. How did it end up like... Oh my god, I don't even want to click. They did say that there are horror elements in this game. Holy shit. Is this... Oh my god, I'm gonna click. Okay. How did it end up like this? How could Officer Minjun be dead? Carlos, will I ever see you again? Stop. Stop. Oh, she was having nightmare. Do we get to find out more? Holy shit. Okay, I'm so ready for this. Oh, it was just a nightmare. No, it was more than that. Everything has already happened in reality, but I've tried everything I could. I thought it was raining. However, everything outside looks exactly the same as when I first woke up after losing my memories. Oh, this is such a... Oh my god, this image is awesome. I'm using this for the fucking thumbnail of this video. Fuck all of y'all. Fuck the regular thumbnail. I'm using this right here. That is awesome. The sky is still red. Snow keeps falling down. Even the snow looks red, perhaps because of the light. There doesn't seem to be anybody in the buildings on either side of the street, and there aren't any people on the street. Well, you're God, so I don't know if there are other people. It might just be this place, you know? There aren't any animals like small birds or little dogs either. There aren't even any trees or grass. The rain only appears in my dreams. It has never stopped snowing outside the window. Is this what the God's world looks like? Wow, she's getting really fucking... what's the word? Existential. I wonder what the human's world looks like right now. Well, it's different in different parts. Yo! Sup, dog? You're up early. What time is it now? 4 o'clock in the morning. Damn, it's only 4? Nothing seems to change outside the window. I can't even tell whether it's morning or not. It really begs the question if the God existence would be worth it. You know, the whole immortality thing. And the question on whether or not immortality is even worth it has been a thing for a long, long time. I also just noticed it looks like the my mouse isn't showing up on screen for some reason, but if you can see right underneath, I'll zoom in on it, this chair is being fucking held up by books. At least it looks like it. The human's world has day and night, right? Why don't we have that? That's because we live in a different world. Willy, I want to go take a walk outside. I'm afraid you can't do that. Why not? To us, there is no outside. Everything you see from the window is just an illusion. Wow. That kind of like really fucking sucks. This makes me think of... Holy shit, this makes me think of White Christmas. It's a fucking Black Mirror episode. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original show. It is so good. Look up the episode White Christmas. It will remind you of this right here. Because in that, they can trap consciences in like a little egg, into like a little machine. Tiny, tiny, tiny. And you can simulate a world in there. So to them, it seems extremely real. They may not ever know the difference. Everything seems correct to them. All of the memories, you can implant memories into their consciousness to make them think that everything is correct in the world. It's the trippiest thing. Anyways, sorry, I like to geek out over that show because it's like the dopest show I've ever seen, but I'll continue. This house is all there is to our world. Are you telling me that everything I see outside the window is fake? That's correct. Everything outside is fake. Even the house that we are living in right now doesn't really exist either. Yeah! Oh my god, is this gonna turn out to be just like that? Holy shit, that would be the trippiest thing, because this is really giving me vibes to that Black Mirror episode. Holy shit. All of this are built with our imagination by you and me. Our world and the human's world has no intersections at all. Not in time, nor in space. Okay, see, he's still talking about being gods and all of this, but I'm assuming it's going to be like the Black Mirror episode, because he talked before about changing her memories. So, maybe it will be just like that. This is all a fucking machine. I don't know, this game is getting trippy as shit. Holy fuck. Well, could we go to their world at all? By teleportation, for example. I know it's supposed to say example, but like what you did earlier? Or maybe there's a door of some kind that could open to any other place you want to go to? Why do you want to go to their world so much? I haven't been feeling too well recently. This job, it's not like what I first imagined it would be. I thought I could give everyone a perfect, happy ending. That's what I thought. I thought I got to choose whatever, but there's only one ending that I can have to move on, and that's the S rank ending. But then the tragedies keep happening, one after another. I don't know what I've done wrong. Do I not understand them well enough because I'm not human? Or is it because I'm not familiar enough with their world, so I couldn't think of all the consequences to my decisions? So you want to go there and witness their lives for yourself? Yes. Unfortunately, we're unable to go to their world. Besides, we don't really need to, but she wants to. That's the thing. Can I click? There we go. We are gods. All we need to do is fulfill the humans' wishes. It is not our duty to create a wonderful world based on our judgment. Hey, that's the name of the game. You have too much kindness in you, and that's why you're overthinking it. No matter what decisions you make, the humans will accept it. Well, because they don't know that we're fucking with shit. So they're just gonna accept what hand they're dealt, because that's it. That's life. In real life, you only have one chance. We don't have... Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna continue. That's just gonna get into some fucking religious debate, and I don't. That's that's definitely not good. So I'm just gonna stop talking. Simply because they don't have other options. But we're gods. How can we be so careless about their sincere wishes? Psst, like trying to get her attention, or do you mean pfft, like with F's and not S's? Okay. Humans never truly understand what they want, ever. They get themselves into trouble, but they're afraid to take responsibilities. That's why they always hope the gods could fix everything for them. God will help me. God will bless me. They're nothing but a bunch of cowards and losers. Whoa. Yeah, look at her face. That's exactly my face right now. This dude's an ass right now. As long as we help them resolve their immediate dilemmas, we have done our job. As for the other problems that lie in their future, those have nothing to do with us. The bottom line is, even if we don't help them at all, they have no right to complain either. After all, we are gods. They're just mere humans. Wow. Fucking asshole. I liked you to begin with, Willy, but no. Fuck you. Also, I just noticed there's a little doll there. I wonder what that is. Or if it's a reference to something, or if that's supposed to be a doll of her. I don't know. Still don't know her name, I don't think. I don't think we've been told her name. Therefore, no matter what you do, you're always right. You will never be wrong. But I understand it might be a little difficult for you to accept this right now. You should just go take a nap and get some rest. We've talked enough today. I'll go make us some breakfast. She just woke up and you're telling her to go take a nap? Was I really overthinking things? Well, maybe I have to do it myself. Do what? Do what? Oh my god. Okay. I'm sorry this episode kind of dragged on just a little bit, but holy shit, it was so worth it. That was the most awesome fucking sequence in this game by far. Okay. I'm going to end this episode here. I'm not even going to comment on anything. I feel like I've talked enough in this episode. Oh my god. I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.